So today, for what seemed like the millionth time, I saw this question in a Facebook group. Do I need to know music theory to be a good music producer? I wanted to share my experience with you today for two reasons. The first reason is so that I no longer have to type out long explanations on Facebook and I can just copy and paste a link to this video, and if you agree with me, you're welcome to do the same. The second is to share with you why I think it's important to learn music theory if you want to be a music producer, and why it isn't. So let's start with a little background about me. I spent a few years in college studying music theory and ear training, and I was obsessed. Finally, someone was breaking down all the things I wanted to know about how to write music. I learned the names of all of the different chords and scales and intervals and forms and all of that good stuff. However, before I even got to college, I was making music with my computer. And the music I was making, while not very good, made sense. The chord progressions made sense, the melodies made sense, the rhythms made sense. I would do this by finding a song I liked and trying to imitate the chord progression and plucking it out on my piano until I could figure it out and put it into my DAW. I had a very limited understanding of music theory. I knew scales and that was about it. But because I listened to music in a much more active way than most people because I was interested in writing it, it helped me develop a good ear, and I could tell pretty easily what sounded good and what didn't. And in reality, that's the most important quality a producer can have, knowing what sounds good and what doesn't. If we go back in time before the dawn of the bedroom producer, you'll see that producers of old didn't even have to play an instrument, know how to write music, or really do anything musically. They were just in charge of getting together all the people who did and overseeing the creation process. So, do you need to know music theory to be a good music producer? No. But here's why I always encourage people to learn. Number one, it shows professionalism. If you make music by yourself on your laptop as a hobby, then this isn't as important as it is if you plan on taking this seriously. If you plan on collaborating with other producers and musicians, it's going to be important that you're able to communicate with them effectively. If you don't understand music theory, or at least the basic terminology, it can be difficult. And reason number two I encourage everybody to learn music theory is it makes the process easier. Once I learned music theory, the process of getting an idea out of my head and into my computer was much faster. Now, if you only plan on being a hobbyist, this really isn't that important. But if you're planning on taking this seriously and maybe becoming a professional, you may end up working on deadlines. Then working fast and effectively is going to be the difference between getting hired and not hired. So my advice is, if you plan on taking this seriously, you should probably at least learn keys, scales, and chords. But ultimately, when we produce a song, we're composing. Music theory is to composition as grammar and syntax is to writing. You write things every day, most likely without ever thinking about grammar or syntax. And a lot of what you write may not be technically correct according to your third grade English book, but you get the point across to the receiver just the same. You may even have a great understanding of grammar and syntax and just throw it out the window to write a poem. It's a piece of art that doesn't follow the conventional guidelines of writing. Music is the same. If it serves its purpose and the receiver understands the message, then who really cares how you structured it? Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.